All right, 1 minute. We got 1 minute to go before the show starts. So get your questions in. We're going to start the show and it's going to be off the chain. Just watch and see. All right, here we go. Welcome to another edition of DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Rasul McGee. Yes, we get it. We get it. We get it every single time. It's Saturday. That's right. It's Saturday to hear the sports that you want to hear on this weekend, on your weekend, everybody's weekend. We got a lineup that you got to hear. Sit back and relax because you're going to cheer for your team, whatever it may be. We're going to go and start the show. So if you miss it, don't worry. Come on back. We get the questions in. You ask what you want, and then we'll get the answers that you want to hear. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about the Washington Commanders. I was just looking at the tapes of the quarterback that's on the final roster, and do you know that it did not disappoint? And I know somebody just cheered right now, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about that, as well as we're going to talk about the Washington Wizards. They won against the Sacramento Kings yesterday. I'll tell you the score in a minute, but we're going to also talk about the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles start the brand new season Sunday, folks. Sunday's against the Minnesota Twins of all teams we got to go against. We got to go with them on the first day, but that's all right because we're going to go with Anaheim. Anaheim will be game 2 of next week, so we're gonna be good. Also, the calling number is 512-543-4662. I say again, 512-543-4662. Make sure you state your name and where you represent and where you're from, so that way we can actually get to know the person, so we can know what questions or answers you need for your concern. So, with that being said, let's start the show. We're going to talk about the Washington Commanders. Their pick is not going to be Caleb. Caleb Williams is not going to be number 1. That's fine. We expected that because Caleb said he didn't want to go to Washington. The Bears aren't going to pick Caleb Williams. Now, here's what bothers me, folks. It's already been said that they're going to they have been having calls from other teams to move up to get the quarterback of their choosing, which means that Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, and the rest of the team are deciding to listen to these offers. That is not a good thing. It's not a great thing. But then there's other reports saying they're going to stay at 2. Now, I understand that you can't give away the kit and caboodle to all your knowledge of NFL, colleagues, coaches, and friends around the league. But you certainly don't have to entertain the news articles as well. Because now they're saying that we're going to take Drake May. I looked at Drake May tape, and I'm not impressed. Here's why. The league that he was around was ACC, right? He went against subpar teams. He went against subpar defenses. He went subpar, schemes. He was not impressive. But when you look at Michael Penix, when you look at Jaden Daniels, and when you look at Joe Millington, the third, those teams are in a tough division, SEC, right? You're looking at, Pac-12. You're looking at, I think SEC is still Tennessee. But if you look at that, the league that they were in, they had a battle. They had to showcase their talent on the field. I'm not saying that Drake May doesn't have talent. When I'm saying that he wasn't impressive enough to say, wow, oh wow, he did that. Oh wow. No, he did basically what Sam Howell did. The same scheme came from the same head coach. All they're doing is just bulking him up and let him run wild. You know, Jane Daniels had to throw over the shoulder. He had to throw in the middle of the field. He had to do a back shoulder. He had to do a bootleg. Now, did Drake May do bootlegs? I'm pretty sure he did, but it wasn't as enough as Jane Daniels did. If you look at Michael Penix, the reason why Michael Penix is a unique breed, he was left-handed. He threw for plus yardage, 15K, as well as he threw over the shoulder with his left hand. And this man actually broke records in Washington State. In Washington. And I was amazed by that tape. I looked at Joe Milton, and Joe Milton had the same exact style as RG3, but he's more bulkier. But I got a panel here, right? This panel is going to help. Yeah. This panel is going to help me out, as they always do every Saturday, and they help me out so much that I got to ask this question: if it's not Drake May, now I let me ask this question because I got another question after this. If it's not Drake May, and if it's not Daniels, if it's not Joe Milton, and not Michael Penix, who is it? I know we got Big Steve here, and now we know we got Coach here, and we know we got Miriam, and she's probably drinking something. I don't know. It's probably Kool-Aid. But if we figure out what's going on, y'all got to help me. Let's go ahead and ask. Is this Big Steve here?
Yeah, this is Big Steve.
What's up, Big Steve? Everybody. How you doing, man? And we got.
How you doing, Coach? How you doing, Marilyn?
Hey,
I know y'all did. I'm like what too. I don't know. Marilyn probably drinking somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
But they are 18 that's talking to the Washington Commanders. Minnesota is number 1. Washington trying to get their number 11 and number 23rd pick, and they may go after Penix, and they want to also go after the offensive tackle from Georgia, the left tackle.
But see, that's a problem. So, that's a huge problem.
No. If you trade the second pick for Penix. See, Minnesota got the number 11 and number 23 pick, right? If you could get 2 first rounders for a first rounder, you could get Penix at 11.
But here's the problem with that assessment. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
Okay, if you could get Penix at number 11 and then get an offensive tackle at the 23rd, that's a win-win for the Commanders.
But
don't you think?
Well, let me go with Coach, and then I'll give you my thought. Coach, come on,
okay.
Help me out.
Well, I got to say, Drake May, I'm going to put it this way, because North Carolina did, and I'm not cutting the Tar Heels.
Be honest. Be honest. Bring it home, because I already know what you're doing. I already know what you said to say. Go ahead.
That their season wasn't that great this last year. Thank you. Just being honest. Yeah.
Being honest. That's what I'm saying.
And I've got a friend that lives down there, and, I'm not afraid to tell him.
But what do you think about other teams calling us for the number 2 position? I agree with you on the North Carolina, film, but what do you think about other teams, as they always do every year, call us about that number, or that number 9 pick, that number 5 pick, the number 7 pick? Now it's number 2. How do you feel about teams trying to move up to number 2 and get this number 2, and then we take the bait and drop all the way down to number 10 or 15?
No.
How you feel?
No. I feel like they're going to be gone.
Yes.
If Daniels or PENIX, they're going to be picked.
Yes.
And, you know, because
they've been watching. Because remember, they talked to J.J. McCarthy. They had dinner with J.J. McCarthy, the Michigan quarterback, and they talked about Nick also. So
see, that's
Nick, PENIX,
bro.
Right? And the
Steve.
other teams like Arizona, they're gonna get Ohio State wide receiver.
No, but
teams that's gonna get a wide receiver and offensive tackle.
Okay.
So you're gonna have 3 quarterbacks within the first 11. You know, they have most of the teams in that pick don't need a quarterback. So
okay,
we you know, that general manager is gonna play smart. We don't have like the Jerry Street years ago. Thank God that time's gone. So
but let's
make up.
But
go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry, and then I'm
No, we made smart free agency picks. We made strategic. We're gonna go to 3-4 this year. So it's not gonna be 5-2 and
well,
you know.
Well, let me say this. John Witt. Hold on. What John Witt said, he told us that we're gonna go 4-3. We will go 4-3 with a little bit of 3-4. Are you wanna talk, Miriam?
Whoa.
She's in she's in a she's in a world storm right now. She's in a rainstorm right now. Just paddle to the side real quick. We got you.
Don't make it a 3-hour tour.
Yeah. Gillian is on the other side. We got you.
No, the fact is that they have picked a lot of players from other teams so far. Not the rookies yet. Now, I'd love to be able to read their minds as to who they want to get. I would not drop that number 2.
That's what I'm saying. And to answer Steve's question, here's the problem of dropping. The last time we dropped, it was I think when we had to get when DJ Swearinger was right there at number 12. And we wind up getting Rambo,
Oh, yeah, from Georgia.
Yeah, and DJ Swearinger, they even said it on the pick that he was the best safety in the draft. But we got Rambo McCarty. Bacardi. Don't get me wrong, Bacardi was okay, but he wasn't a true safety. And that really hurt us in the real season because Rambo was subpar. He was day and night. He'll be there when we needed him, and then night he's up there asleep somewhere. And we had to find where Bacardi was. Hey, where you at, man? They just ran a touchdown on you. What's going on? So dropping to get more picks is fine. But when your initial point is to get a top tier player that we have wanted for years, and it falls out of our reach, we look stupid. Here's another point. When we got Chase Young and when we got Montez Sweat, that was supposed to be a turn in error. That we actually now looking like we want players to come to Washington that are talented. But when we shipped them away like they were nothing, we looked more stupid. Look what we're doing now. We're answering calls. Did the Bears answer calls? They probably did. They probably told them no. Go somewhere. Go sit on cactus, like Coach would say, right? But we would say, okay, we'll listen. What? Wait, what? I really want Maryland to ship a cactus to Dan Quinn right now because you don't want to entertain no calls. Yeah, I can understand if it was like, let's see, hold on. Let me pull up the list real quick. All right. to be honest with you, if we're taking, oh, there it is right there. All right. We have round 2. Now, if it was round 2 and we're at 36, then I'm like, yeah, go ahead and drop down. Get as many picks as you want. We can trade all the way down for everything. Then we can get the players that we want. But the first round, you don't want to do that. Because if you got the quarterback, now you want to negotiate in round 2 to get that offensive lineman, that guard, that right tackle, the left tackle. Fine, let's do that. I have no problem with it, but not the first round. Now, if we had like 9, right? Then I'm like, yeah, let's move up. I think the player that we want is at number 5. Let's move up.
That's the reason these other teams are wanting to get up there.
Right. They know that the quarterback.
Want us to give it up.
They know if Coach, you're right. They know that we looking for a quarterback. They know that we might, if they give up the kit and caboodle, we'll snatch it, right? But what do they have to offer? Nothing. They got the same amount of problems that we do. We don't need none of them. We got one of the most consistent player in the NFL, Bobby Wagner. I'm good with Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner is the greatest mic in football. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He loves the game of football. He believes he could play another 5 years. Fine. If you're on your wheelchair, I want you to play 5 years too. Roll your butt out into the field. Play Mike. I don't care. Don't have a team, right? Don't have a team try to take your player off the team. It doesn't make any sense. So let's see. Okay, so round 2, 36. I'm fine with that. Drop down, get 5 more picks. I guarantee you we just finished with the offensive line, right? I have no problem with that whatsoever. All right, we got another caller in here. He's the co-host of the Inherent Sports Show that comes in 4 to 6. He is none other than Louis Tenor. That's our buddy. What's up, Lou?
Thanks, Saul.
No problem.
Miriam coming on today too.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that she was there. Yeah. She was quiet. I don't know what happened when she came in here. She was in a world of storm, but we had to mute her real quick because we didn't know if she was right there with Gilligan or not, or she has some sort of, so we had to mute.
Right.
We tried to save her. We tried to save her. We tried it, but I don't think she was saved. But anyway, so Lou.
Yes.
We were just discussing that. Okay, so the question was, if it's not Michael Penix, Commander's pick at 2, or Jaden Daniels, or Drake May, or Joe Milton, then who are the Commanders going to get? Now, keep in mind, I know. I was thinking about, what happened a few years ago, right? When we were thinking, oh, they're going to get such and such. Oh, they're going to get such and such, and we're going to be good. And then they gave us a 180, and they picked a lineman at 2. And everybody like, what? What? Who? What? I mean, I'm just surprised it was not looting and burning trash cans in DC. I'm just like, well, okay.
Yeah, the draft is very important.
Yeah, so this exactly. We've been saying this for a few months, and I believe that if we do not pick a viable young quarterback, this franchise is going to see. Here's what I'm going to say. All right, and then I'm going to give you the answer, right? I'm going to give you the answer to the question. I do not believe Marcus Mariota is the answer to all our problems. He is potentially have said in his interview he will be a backup, but he's highly competitive. I'm going to tell you right now, Marcus Mariota doesn't have enough in his tank right now. He's been with 4 teams. 4. I'm thinking it's 4. 4 teams right now. And did not start half of the season. Only, I would say, Raiders and Falcons he started majority of the years. After that, he's been down in a burn. Like he's been in the car crash 16 times. You know?
Yeah, he's going to really have to buckle up.
I think he's in a mentor role now. And he's going to have to mentor the mess out of the next quarterback. And I hope and pray it's not Bo Nix or J.J. McCarthy. I looked at Bo Nix. Bo Nix looked like Matty Ice, to be real with you. J.J. McCarthy, he looks like Philip Daniels. And I see the resemblance in both their throwing motions. They're both pocket passers, but I don't give them the Drew Brees. I don't give them the Tom Brady type of go ahead. I don't see that. They look like Philip Daniels, and the other one looked like, what was the other guy said? Philip Daniels and the other guy, I forgot. Anyway, my point is I don't see the wow factor, right? The wow factor gets you over the hump. What do you think, Lou?
I think you're right because with Mariota, who is getting up there and not having gas tank, I think that you're going to have to go with that move right there. I mean, that's probably the only option.
Exactly. I feel like.
Yeah, you're sunk.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're sunk unless you make that last minute switch.
Absolutely. I think that's where the organization. See, this is why I think organizations, when they get jobs like this, they need to go and look at the tape of history of that organization and just not go to a press conference like, I always wanted this job. Yeah, I've been thinking about this job for years. Nah, the people deserve to win, and they deserve to win.
Wait, can I say something?
Go ahead.
If you don't mind.
Go ahead. No, I'm listening. Go ahead, Coach.
All right, I heard our new head coach said,
go ahead. I'm listening.
We are not rebuilding. I'm like, oh yes we are. We are. We're rebuilding. What do y'all call it? I call it rebuilding.
No, it is rebuilding. It is rebuilding.
I mean, they tore it all up. That's rebuilding.
But the problem in the rebuilding is that you don't have a structure to have the fans come and turn out for the rebuilding. It's like what the Wizards did, right? Let's bring how the Wizards did it. The Wizards called this a rebuilding after letting go John Wall and Bradley Beal and Porzingis. And they said, the CBA says that we have to strip all the superstars of the organization to build up. What? No, that doesn't make any sense. How can you strip your stars and say, we in a rebuilding season? Here's the funny thing.
Really?
Exactly. Look at what the superstars are right now. You're not going to strip Giannis from the Bucks. No, you're going to add on to him, right? You're not going to strip LeBron James of the Lakers and AD and tell them, we're in the rebuilding season. No, you're going to add on to it. You're not going to strip.
Add on to it.
You're not
make them stronger.
Exactly. You're not going to strip Jimmy Butler from the Heat and tell him we're in the rebuilding season and send him off on his road. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to add on to it.
And you know what, Rafu? We was one center.
Yes.
Bradley Beal, John Wall.
Yes.
We was one
Yes.
center from a big three.
Thank you.
We would have been the second team.
Yes.
With the big three.
Thank you.
Miami.
Thank you. That's my point.
I was so scared. I was like, we had our
Well,
history.
well, let's not.
We had the two tallest point guards in NBA history.
That's right. But
Yeah.
well, let's
Exactly.
let me say this, and
Oh yeah.
we cannot allow that word, Steve. I understand. I feel your sentiment. Let's not use that word. This is a family show. Family. We know that we understand. We understand Steve's sentiment, but we know.
Sir,
Yeah, just
I understand.
all right. Got you. So, so I get you, Steve. You made my point. And this is why I don't like the rebuilding word, because some of the teams don't hold true to that sentiment. What they do is make that as an excuse. Like if we were playing soccer, right? And your best player is out there, have 17 goals already, and the rest of your team is looking at you like, way to go, you're a star. And the coach like, let's see what we can get for this one star. So what they do is like, you know what? We're trading you to the Sea Dragons. Huh? What you mean? I got 17 goals. Why are you trading me? Why don't you trade that dude over there who's standing looking at stupid?
Yeah.
And then you go, well,
Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Why wasn't Samuel? Why wasn't he made an offer? He was not.
That is a great question. I'm glad you asked that, Coach. Here's my answer. When you have a new regime coming in to an organization, after the old regime didn't fulfill their duties or their potential goals, everybody's on the chopping block. Everybody's on the chopping block, and then you got a cap that every team has to make. They have to sacrifice the lamb, if you will. And Curtis Samuels has been with us from jump. 4 years? And he felt like go ahead.
He earned his
4 years. He got his $40 million contract.
Correct.
So they didn't want to say we want to sign you again for 4 more years and give him another, and instead of 40, we give him $50 million.
But see, here's the problem with that.
Well, they've got the money.
But no, but here's the problem with that.
I'm sorry, but they need a cactus.
No, this is why.
They really do.
Hold on. This is
a difference.
This is why we didn't keep Samuels. Samuels been with us for 4 years. He didn't see no progress in being a championship team. We were a championship team in 2020 when the COVID was here and the bubble game. We went to the playoffs. Right. We were electrifying. We were on point. We were just outstanding. After that, we just tumbled down the stairs, full speed, yelling and screaming and cussing. We were just down a world spiral because we did not fulfill the goals, because we were just in disarray. And that's one. I'm sorry. I'm going to blame this player. I'm going to blame not player, but I'm going to blame this coach. It's Jack Del Rio's fault on the defensive side. Yes. Oh, yeah, I know I'm going to hear a lot from coaches, like not you, coach, but other coaches, like, oh, you know, players play the game. Coaches just coach. Well, coach has, you see other coaches, they're winning. What about you? Are you winning? No. Then be quiet.
No.
So that's
we have a quarterback who gave his body up against
Thank you.
Gave his body up and changed him. And anytime your defensive leader grab your quarterback and say,
yes.
This is him.
Yes.
This is him. And you know what happened the next year?
What?
Your offensive line, you didn't have your offensive line protected, man.
Here's what people don't
That's
understand.
Right.
But here's what people don't
That's
understand.
Right.
So, Steve, you just made a good point. But here's what people don't understand. If you look at the makeshift of our offensive line, people don't see it on TV until they notice it when you point it out. Did you know our offensive line had different weight classes? Here's what I'm saying. Sadiq Charles, rookie, was much smaller than his left guard. His left guard, the left guard was much smaller than the center. The center was bigger than the left guard and the left tackle, all combined. You starting to get the picture now?
Mm-hmm.
The center was bigger than the right guard, but the right tackle was bigger than the right guard. When you have different weight classes, defensive players get to pick it out. They go, oh, you see this guy? He's 300 pounds. I'm 315. I can smack him around. The center is 335. I'm 365. I can push him all the way back and break his ankles. The right tackle cannot be pushed because he's more heavier than his DE. Right? So now you're good on the right side. So D. Charles is the weakest link.
Right.
You see, so now you're looking at this and going, why are we getting blitz on the left side? Why are we getting blitz in the middle? Why are we getting blitz up center? Because we have different weight classes of the offensive line. So the offensive line coach is the blame. The players are not the blame because you selected these players to be your offensive line. So that is on Ron Rivera, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was
Remember
saying
we had
they need to build that offensive line.
And we let go Flowers. We signed him for 1 year. And then what did Miami do? Miami said, come on, you come with us.
Exactly. Miami saw us and they're
Oh, yeah.
stupid. They're
They
going
know.
stupid.
They
They're going.
know.
How can you go straight stupid to straight dumb in 1 year? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
He was with the Giants. The Giants lined him up wrong. The Giants tried to make him a guard. And, they tried to make him a tackle. And then when he came to us, we made him a guard.
Yes.
And guess what? He was playing that Pro Bowl character 1 year. And then they didn't sign him. And I was like, that was the biggest mistake. Because
Yes.
when remember, they got the guy from the Ravens.
Yes.
And he was playing pretty good.
Yeah.
He had bad knees, but he was playing pretty good and stuff. And then we had, and then all of a sudden, we had, and then Surratt left us, because he went and got big money,
Okay.
Wow.
So Miriam has just woken up, people. Do you want to talk now, Miriam? No. She's just in disarray from that storm she was in. I'm sorry, Miriam. We try to help you out. But now you're talking like you're a Rastafari and it's not cool. So you must be either too sleepy from that being in the hurricane, or you just really drinking some pina coladas you shouldn't be drinking. Continue on, Steve. I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, but like I said, I think our offense line is going to be great this year because now, because we picked up 2 offensive line. I mean, we picked up Dallas center. That's the greatest thing we did.
Yes, we did.
We picked up their center. We picked up both their defensive ends. So Sweat and Young, they replaced Fidel. We picked up Carolina Samoan center.
Yeah.
That man had 114 tackles. Then you picked up Seattle.
Bobby Wagner.
Captain.
Yep, Bobby Wagner.
That was their defensive captain.
Yes.
So you got him. Then we picked up 10, which was he came in second place to Chase Young.
Yes. Yes.
And we picked up, and then we picked up the guy from Miami. 10 is 6'3". The guy from Miami is 6'2". So they can be the followers Forbes and the other guys. They could be their students to them, so they can get better. And see, I think what the Commanders did, they got players who say, you know what, we're going to teach our young guys how to be great, just like Mariotti, And like I said, I'm glad we number 2 because guess what? Everybody can come to us and say, you know what, we can give you this, we can give you that, and all we can do is just sit back and wait till April the 27th and say, you know what? This is a deal we can make. But you know what? I think we're gonna sit back and we're gonna take Daniels. But I think if they offer, because remember we got 1-1, 2-2s, 3-3.
But see, that's what I'm talking about, though. But that's
okay.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. If you look at the structure of how many picks we have, and you got number 2 for a reason, and you're going to select Jaden at 2, Jaden at Daniels at 2, you don't want to give 2 up, because once you get to 2 and you go, yeah, we're going to drop down to 15 and get some more picks, and Daniels is gone because whoever came to 2 got him. You know what you're saying? Marcus Mariota is our quarterback. And then what you're looking at is another horror story, right? That we know that we're too familiar with. And I can bring up so many scenarios, or not even scenarios, but actually horror stories in the season when we had North Turner and we had the number 2 spot, and then we dropped down.
The number 1, number 2. No, we picked up that he says he's now the senator for North Carolina now. I mean, but he had no offensive line. And I was so bad thinking because I went to the game. Them playing the Saints.
No, bro.
They sacked him 7 times.
Bro, I'm talking about that time when we had the caveman, Mike Sellers, right?
Yeah, Mike was
and we had Mike Sellers, but he wasn't in the era of North Turner. But we had Stephen Daniels under the North Turner, and we selected him, and we were actually pretty good because we had, I think it was Brad Johnson. We got him over a trade from Minnesota. Yeah. Now we were doing pretty well. No. I mean, but we had a horrible ruck. This is what I'm saying. We went and got Patrick Ramsey from Tennessee. He was supposed to be the savior. And Randall Cunningham was the quarterback for the Eagles. And that Monday night, he kept chucking it down, and he got intercepted 5 times. And then he threw it again and got a touchdown. And he kept throwing it for 3 touchdowns, right? So the defense, they said, okay, you want to keep chucking it down to the right side? Let's go. Pick it off. Boom. Pick it off. Game over. We lost 30-35. So my point is, he was the goal. We got the goal, but we didn't have the nucleus around him. Same thing with this year. We have the number 2 pick. We have 3 best ways of getting a quarterback. But is this organization really understanding what this organization really means to the fans? And this is what I keep saying every year. We get these quarterbacks or head coaches, and they want to implement their own scheme. But do they know the history? They say they do, but they don't. They could talk about Joe Theismann. They could talk about Doug Williams. But it's much more than that. It's so much more than that.
Yeah, when they said May got an arm that's fantastic, they say his arm is better than the quarterback, from San Diego.
See, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. I looked at the tapes, right? I looked at the tapes. You're going to tell me he has the best arm than Michael Penix, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams?
No, he has the stronger arm than Penix. Penix is a smart quarterback. He's the smartest quarterback out of all of them, no doubt. He's the smartest. He's the most accurate one.
And we need not only a smart quarterback, we need one that is talented and spirited.
Well, Coach.
It's going to be the starter. It's going to be the starter.
Well, Lou.
That's no doubt.
So Lou had a great answer. Go ahead, Lou. Say what you said.
That's a hard bargain. You need talent and spirit. That's how you need to come by that, with it.
Exactly. It's hard to come by with the quarterback that's smart and have talent. And we're talking about what Coach was saying is exactly what the characteristics in Jane Daniels. He is smart and he's talented. Now, Drake, don't get me wrong, Drake May doesn't seem like he's more like a Bo Nix. Let's be real with it. He's like a Bo Nix. He has
I like Bo Nix.
Bo Nix is just a person that can understand X's and O's and go out there and work in any system he can. He reminds me either of a John Elway or a Philip Daniels. I mean, a Philip Rivers. I don't see him being a wow factor. That's if you want a wow factor, you got to look at teams like Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was not a wow. All he had to do was dissect a defense. That's it. That's what Bo Nix is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know.
If you read that defense,
Oh yeah. We'll want another Jeff George. Oh,
No,
God.
let's not bring him.
Everybody in the DC area says no.
Everybody, not even. Listen. When you say Jeff George, and everybody said no, even the politicians said no, not Jeff George. That's how serious it was. When you have the politicians go no, and like, well, they've been watching football too.
leave it out.
Everybody said no on that. And then when we signed on, when the Philadelphia Eagles, a lot of people said
no. Well, you know what made me mad? This is what made me mad. We signed Tony Banks. Why did we sign Tony Banks? That did not make no sense whatsoever. We cannot go from the Los Angeles Rams and sign Tony Banks, or not even Tony Banks. Why we sign Mark Sanchez for? Why?
Oh yeah, that was stupid.
Why would we sign Mark Sanchez for?
Yeah, that was a stupid.
That was a horrible idea. Whoever did that, I really want to sit down and talk with them and bring a therapist and have the therapist question them on the chair. Why did you do that, sir? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need tea? All right, go home. But see, this is
mind together.
Right, exactly. But let's before we go to the next topic, I gotta ask Lou. Lou,
Yes.
why did your team not sign anybody?
That is a move you can make. You have to sign players if you're going to be competitive next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were you think? Or were you thinking at all? You got to sign somebody. You just can't leave us flat.
Thank you.
You got to do something. You won't be able to compete.
And that's why I was really puzzled.
Bozo.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. The most of the money that there's going to go is going to go to Dak because they got to restructure Dak's contract. So Dak is probably going to receive more money, and it's going to be less cap for any other players to come. So you might have to get undrafted free agents because there's an undrafted free agent pool that each team has a certain amount of money in. So when you entertain undrafted free agents, you either sign them or you get people off the street. If you get people off the street that actually played,
Not a smart move.
Yeah, I understand, but right now you don't have a viable team. You signed a running back from KC, right? I was about to say KFC.
$4 million.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. You can't give somebody who didn't participate in the Super Bowl, who has 2 rings, and think they're going to run over 100 yards plus. I don't see it. And then you give up Tyrone Smith to the Jets. Yeah, you're not going to sign anybody else. Yeah, this game. And then not only that, your left tackle Lawrence is not good. I mean, your left DE is not good. Your right DE is not good. You don't have a pass rush. You have a night and day pass rush, and that's not good either because now teams can run on you. How you feel about that, bro?
They're gonna double team Paulson too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we have another caller. State your name, caller. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? State your name for the record.
Raj.
Raj. How you doing, Raj?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. So, who you represent? Who's your team?
Redskins.
Okay.
Like, what you mean?
Asking you who your team is, sir. No worries. So, what's your question, man?
What happened?
What happened? Okay. What happened where, sir?
To be honest with you,
You're with the Redskins, right?
Yes, the Redskins is my team. But like, to be honest with you, I don't know how this works because my friend introduced me to the show.
Okay, no worries. So what we do is we talk about the teams that you're accustomed to, who you represent. We have the Dallas Cowboys here. We have Commanders fans here. We also have fans, Raiders, Jets, Eagles, what have you. And you say you represent the Redskins, which means that you are either a Redskin fan, not a Commander fan, but you're a Commander fan and upgraded from the Redskins. Am I correct?
Correct.
All right, great. So, who's your favorite player?
What's his name? The quarterback from the Commanders.
Okay, so so are you happy about Marcus Mariota being here?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you like about Marcus Mariota to make him your favorite player?
I feel like isn't he young? Isn't he young and talented?
No.
For that team.
No.
He's not young.
No, Marcus Mariota is not young.
He's almost a dinosaur.
Yeah, he's pretty much a dinosaur.
Yeah, and I'm a Tesla or what?
No, nobody's talking about you, Coach. Come on.
Okay, I'm thinking.
No, we're actually being kind to Marcus. He actually said that he's older in a teaching role. Come on, Coach.
I know. I'm just playing.
But Marcus Mariota is not young, so yeah. But what else do you like about Marcus Mariota to make him your favorite? I just want to know what you think because this is your time to shine. This is why you're on the spot.
All I know about him that he plays for the Commanders, correct?
He is selected by the Commanders, correct? Yes.
Okay. And by the time the season starts, hopefully he can like.
I know you're nervous. Don't worry, man. Just take your time. Take your time.
No, you're good. I'm trying to think of a word like to describe him. Like he can be like spontaneous if he starts.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, he's the former Heisman Trophy winner, so he's not bad. I mean, you know, he did last year. He played for Philadelphia and stuff, and what we're saying is that he's going to be the teacher of the new quarterback that we get, and it's going to either be Daniels, May, McCarthy, O'Neill, or PENIX.
Right.
So he's going to be the teacher for them, which he's a good teacher to be. So. You know, our team's going to be looking strong, you know, as we're going to have a young quarterback, but we're going to have an older defense, you know, and they always say good defense makes the Super Bowl.
Right. So most likely we are trying to reach the Super Bowl, and they said Dan Quinn is the perfect head coach for us to go to the Super Bowl. So, Steve was right. He's a teacher by trade for any of the young quarterbacks coming out of the draft. So let me ask you another question there. What is it that you want out of this team? Hello, caller. You still there? Still with us?
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's all right. No worries.
What do I want for the team?
What do you want out of this team moving forward? Now that you know Marcus Mariota is on the team, what are you looking for this team to do?
I mean, to be honest with you, just like a pretty decent record from the team. It doesn't have to be like a playoff or a Super Bowl win, but like to entertain.
So you just want to see entertainment. You don't want to see them win anything.
Of course I do. Don't get me wrong. I want to see them win the Super Bowl, but it's pretty tough. You never know. You got tough competitors, tougher teams.
Well, that's why I wanted. I'm glad we got to this point. I'm glad.
They got to build up to that.
That's why I wanted him to eventually come out and say what he wants this team to do, so that way we can have a discussion. This team got a tough schedule up. You're absolutely right, but that's why we have the draft, so we get the players, so we can have a nucleus, so that they can teach these youngsters how to play their style of football. So what players are you looking for in the draft to help us with this moving forward into the Super Bowl? All right.
I want to win.
Okay, well, while you do that,
Super Bowl.
I think for me, I want to see Scary Terry, Johan Dotson, John Bates, Cole Turner, and I really want to AG here, but AG is gone to the Patriots. But now,
we got Eckler, though.
no, that's what I'm about to say, Steve. Man, you taking the words out of my mouth. We got Eckler. I think Eckler is probably going to go over. He's going to be like the best runner to break. He's going to be like Stephen Davis type 2. You know what I mean? Or Roy Halou. You remember Roy Halou? How he jumped over the players? I think he's.
But he was doing good for us.
Yeah, I think this is the guy that was meant to be a commander, 100%. 100%. Yo, he was my favorite. I didn't like the other guy. The other guy was kind of.
The one that was beating up women and stuff.
No, that was.
Remember him?
I didn't like that dude. He was from LSU. I never liked him.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about Roy Oyster. I was talking about Roy Oyster. I didn't like Roy Oyster. I hated that dude.
No, I like Roy Oyster.
Yeah, Roy Oyster was the horrible pick. I don't know why we got him, but Roy Halou was my top pick, 100%. So let's go ahead and go to the Wizards. The Wizards beat Sacramento. Doesn't mean squat. They're like 12-53 now, and they're trying to save face.
For the work with the Lions, with the Pistons.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
Yeah.
See, this is why I said that Bilal and Denny should not be on the team, because they didn't change nothing. All they did was collect money, and now they're rich. They're rich, and now they're gonna go back to France. He's gonna go back to Israeli Tel Aviv. And he's going to be like, okay, all right, I got American money. I'm glad that you got it, bro. Spend well. It's up to you. But we got the draft coming up, and we can replace them. And we have a better bench. But let's see. Oh, Baltimore Orioles. I said the Baltimore Orioles is doing great. Washington Capitals. Here's where my problem. This is another problem I have with Washington Capitals, right? They are the same exact team as the Wizards, right? You give up your favorite player and Johansson. Johansson is now somewhere else. Guess what? You are struggling on ice. How you're struggling, and used to be a top tier hockey team and used to hold the number 1 seed for at least 7 to 8 years straight, or 15 years straight. I think it was. Lou, am I right or wrong?
No, it's just all right.
Okay, you hold that number 1 seed for the Eastern Division for 15 plus years, lose the playoffs in the second round, third round, right? And then eventually you get over the hump and win your first title, your first Stanley Cup. And then you come back and lose again, but still hold the first seed. Now you're down to number 7 with the record of 34-26-9. While other teams are 44-21-5, and that's Winnipeg. And we're going to play Winnipeg on the 24th. And then you got Carolina. We beat Carolina. Huh? Go. What's that, Lou?
Winnipeg. Oh, boy.
Yeah, Winnipeg is a powerhouse. Winnipeg would knock their lights out. Hey, Lou, what are your thoughts on Winnipeg beating coming to the Capitals? Are they going to win?
Are the Jets going? Are the Jets going, or the Capitals going to win?
The Jets.
I hate to say it, but yes. And you heard about your boy Wilson, right?
Oh, what happened to Wilson?
Suspended 6 games for being a putz.
Get out of here! Really?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
This is
You
this.
didn't hear that?
Oh,
No.
yeah. I did hear about that, too.
Yeah,
I did hear about that. Russell got suspended.
Yeah.
No, not
for
Russell.
player safety.
Not Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is the quarterback of the Steelers. Wilson is the hockey.
Yeah.
That can be
Wait, you talking
confusing.
about
Yes, I
hockey?
know.
Or football?
No,
Hockey.
There's one that has a Wilson last name, and there's one with Wilson with a first name. So let's just clear that away. I'll explain. So
Damn.
anyway, so as I was mentioning, the story goes like this, and I wish I didn't have to break it.
Shit, man. I'm driving right now. God damn, man. All these fucking cars.
Okay.
Tom
God damn.
So
Okay.
here's how it goes. Tom Wilson suspended 6 games by the Department of Player Safety
Who's
for
saying that
high
word?
sticking.
Yeah, that was the new guy.
Forward Noah Recker.
Apologize for the swearing, folks.
Yeah.
It's a family show.
Yeah,
That was
bye-bye.
Marion's friend. Marion's friend came in here and trolled. So that's how you know who it was.
Us roll.
Yeah. But continue. Go continue, Lou.
Okay, so as I said, Tom Wilson, no connection to Russell Wilson at all, has been suspended 6 games by the Department of Safety, that's the NHL Department of Safety, for a high sticking to the head of Maple Leafs forward Noah Recker. This was the 6th time he was been suspended in his first in 3 years, so he wasn't off.
Wow.
Recker
This.
Oh, man.
But wait, there's more. Get worse. Reger was skating in the Capital Zone, who was checked Reger against the boards to force a turnover. After the hit, Reger and Wilson separating when Wilson's stick struck Reger in the face. Wilson then turned back to him while appearing to show condition for the incident before receiving a double minor.
Wow.
Wilson draws his stick and received a double minor penalty midway through the third period. Wilson drew his stick, swings it forward, and in extremely reckless fashion, making direct contact with Gregor's face. The player of safety board determined. Now,
Jeez.
however, to finish it off, the NHL player safety said Wilson was solely controlling the back throughout the play. NHL player safety also acknowledged that while Wilson did not mean to strike Gregor in the face intentionally, his stick was drawn behind from him before it was swung in a reckless and forceful manner. So there you go.
Wow, insane. Well, we got so there's this time is up. I want to thank Steve, Coach, and Lou. Thank you for coming in and being on the show and talk with. Hey man, thank you, Lou, for that introduction. We never would know. We'll see you next Saturday while we talk about the Wizards, Commanders, Capitals.
And don't forget
Yep.
In case you want to know, the start of the UFL football league.
Yeah, no worries, man. We gotta have you back, all right? So be safe, be safe out there. And
Good night.
hey, thanks so much, Coach and Steve. Thank you so much. Come back next Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you're human first, everything second. And go get your dreams because you're conquerors by
Go
definition.
get your dreams.
So
Yeah.
have a great weekend. Don't drink too much.
Have a
Don't
great
party too much.
weekend. God bless
God bless you.
everybody.
All right. Be
God
safe.
bless.
All right, later.
As we always do on this week, we have fun. Great show. Make sure you chew time in and you're human first, everything second. So go get your dreams because you're conquerors by definition. So go follow. All right. Peace.